Good afternoon, viewers at home. Is your boy King of Mathematics. Today I'll be taking a topic, and the topic is variation, and I'll be taking it with the GS3 students that are preparing for their Bechdel exam. Kindly watch the video, and if you have any comment, you can always drop under the comment section. Make sure you share, like, and follow this page. For today is what I call variation. What's today's date? 16. So we have 16. That's 4, I'll be 5. 2024. Now the first thing you must know is what is the definition of variation. So variation is the relationship between two quantities. Variation is kind of similar to your subject of formula. Just that in terms of subject of formula, you've been given the formula directly. But in variation, you'll be given the relationship. And when you talk about relationship, that what do you have in common? Do you understand? I can say Shegun is so is 2 years older than this person. That's a relationship between the two of them. Are you getting? So it can be a relationship between two. Let me just put it. I said between two quantities, but let's have it in this form. Between two or more quantities. Because sometimes there can be 3. So the next question you must ask yourself is, what are the various types of what? Variation that we have. So that will take us to types of variation. So the first one is what we call direct variation. The second one is inverse variation. And third, for your level, since this is junior secondary school category, you can just touch this part, which is what? Joint what? Variation. That is a variation that is what? Combining both direct and inverse. So let's start with direct variation. And let's see example. Now, one thing that you must know about direct is that whatever happens to A must happen to what? To B. That's the meaning of direct. Are you getting what I'm saying? Like now, if A is increasing, B is also what? Increasing. That's the meaning of direct. But in terms of inverse, it means when A is increasing, B should be what? Decreasing. And that's why you always have it in form of 1 over. If it is direct, if I have A, you have A is directly proportional to what? To B. So let me write a statement. If A is directly proportional to B, comma, write the formula for the relationship between A and B. Then let's add the solution. Now, I believe you've heard of proportionality before. Have you heard of proportionality before? Do you know the sign? You know the sign for God bless you. So we are also making, you can see, they say proportion. So we are, is direct, but it's a what? A proportion. So I will write A, which means A, when you say proportion, it's like this. So A is directly, because they said directly, that means it will be a straight line. If it's inverse, that means I will have 1 all over that letter, or 1 all over whatever I'm giving. But because it's direct, that means I will have A is proportional to B. Now, the law is that for you to remove this proportional and for you to turn it to what? Equality sign, you must introduce your favorite letter. That is not the same thing with this. And that favorite letter is what we call your constant. Are you getting what I'm saying? So if your favorite letter is the same with the letter that I've been given, you cannot use it again. You have to look for another letter. Do you know the reason why? Because it will cause what? Confusion. You will know that whether you are dealing with the constant or not. Imagine if I make my favorite letter, let's say my favorite letter B, because my name is Ayodeji. My favorite letter is A. If I use A here, do you know it will be fighting with this original A? So I can't use A. So for now, I have to look for another letter. Let's say I will use what? C as my own constant. Now, if I'm using C as the constant, that means I will have A equals to what? CB. Where C is what? The constant. In your own case, you might have what? Most textbooks, they use what? K. But my dear, it's not a must you use what? K. The main thing is know the what? The value for this your what? Your letter. There is what? Is a constant. Now, this is the formula, which is what? The relationship between them. But this relationship can still go further if they give you more information about A and what? B. And B. So this is how to for the first step. Now I will write another example that will take us to the what? First step and what? Second step regarding what? Direct proportion. Do you understand? So let's see example 2. Now I will write the question which says if C is proportional to D directly, and when C equals to 4, D is equal to 2, find the formula connecting C and what? D. Then we have the solution. So let's copy down. Are we set? Yes. All right. So who can tell me from this statement, because they said directly, what's going to be our first thing that we're going to write? Yeah? C is proportional to what? D. To D. Very good. But is it capital D that they gave us? Sorry. It's meant to be small d. Small d. This one is also small letters. So this is the first statement. Then from here we go to what? Second. But this time around, you know there's C here, so I cannot use C. So let me use K as my constant. So I will have C equals to what? KD. Now, the next step, which I was talking about before, is when you are giving the values of what? C and D, so that you can get your constant. So let's say where K is the what? Constant. So therefore, we now C equals what? 4. And we now say when C equals to 4 and what? D equals what? 2. So we now have the equation changing to 4 equals to K. Don't say K2. Because KD means K times D. So that means it will be K times what? Times 2. Now, making K the subject of the formula. That's why I told you that in variation, you also make use of what? Subject of the formula. So, divide both sides by 2. That means your K will be equals to 4 divided by 2. 2 here, 1, 2 here, 2. K equals what? 2. Then we can now go back to the formula to get our what? Our relationship. So I will now have C equals to, instead of writing K, I will now have what? 2. That means 2D. This is the what? Relationship. Do we understand?
Yes.
Do we understand?
Yes.
Alright, so is there any question? Alright, this same question, I will redraft it and I want you guys to solve it and give me the answer. Now, here is a classwork. That's how I do my thing, just to confirm if you are with me or not, and I will give the solution as well. We have if C is proportional to D directly, and when C equals to 40, D is equal to 7. Or sorry, let's say D is equal to 2. Find the formula connecting C and D. So that's the question. All right, clap for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. I can see that almost everybody got the answer. So straightly to the correction to that question. So what you have is C is directly proportional to what? D. Then C equals to what? KD. Then substitute. That's 14 equals to what? 2 times what? K. K equals to 14 divided by 2, which is what? 7. That means K equals 7. Substitute it back. C equals to 7D. That's the final answer. So I believe with that, you should be able to solve any question as regards direct proportion. So quickly, let's go to the next one, which is what? Inverse proportion. So inverse variation. I'm already mixing it up. Inverse was variation, but it's actually dealing with proportionality. So let me rub this place up. The first thing under inverse, which is you must know, is labor. Is what? I believe you know what we call labor. Okay, for instance, you know I told you the other time that in terms of inverse, it means when one is what? Increasing, the other one is what? Decreasing. Let me ask you this question. If your dad has a very big farm and you are the only person to cut or cultivate that whole land, like how many days do you think you will use? Only you. Some of you 1 month, some of you even you might even spend a year. You do small part. You say, daddy, I'm tired today, I'll continue tomorrow. Next tomorrow, daddy, we have school today. You understand? Different. That's because it's just what? You are not encouraged to go to that farm. But if the daddy now increase number of people, let's say you, your sister, and your cousin and mommy is joining you, what will happen? The work, multiplication will be there. Then what do you notice? That the number of hours or numbers of days that you are using before will what? Reduce. As the number of what? People are what? Increasing. That's why labor. Also, let's say you want to just paint this class and you are very good with painting. If you are the only one to paint ordinarily this class, you take longer time. By the time they add like 5 people to you, one person will take that edge, one person will take 2 windows, another one will take, before you know it, within 1 hour or 30 minutes, you're already done with the painting you want to do. Do you understand? So that's one thing about what? Inverse. So let's see the statement. So, example. The first one, it says, if P is inversely proportional to B, and P equals 27, when B is equal to 3, comma, find the relationship between P and what? B. Solution. So the first one, just like direct, you have P is proportional, but in this case, you write 1 over B. It won't be what? P proportional to B, because this is what? Inverse. Are you with me? Yes. Are you with me? Yes. Steven, are you with me? So let's focus. So the next one, to remove the proportionality, you know in direct, once you remove the proportionality, you must introduce your what? Constant. So the same thing applies here. P is now equals to what? K over what? Over B. Where K is what? The constant. So we must look for the value of the constant, and that's why they gave us this information. They gave us more information about it, which is this. They are now saying when P equals what? 27, and what? B is equal to what? 3. Then, therefore, we have 27 equals to K over what? 3. Which means K is equal to 3 times 27. And K will give us what? 81. Am I correct? Yes. Are you sure? God bless you. You are surprised? It's practice. So this is 3 times 7, 21. Write 1. Keep what? 2. 3 times 2, 6. 5. That's 3 times 2, 6 plus 2. That's what? 8. Alright. Now that we've gotten our K to be equals to what? 81. What are you going to do? That means P is equal to what? 81 over what? Over B. So to get order in, this is the relationship we are going to what? To use. Do we understand? Yes. Do we understand? Yes. All right. Please copy that down. No, I will still do. Let me do one more example. Example 2. Are we set?
Yes, sir.
I've not used your letter. Let me just know. What's the letter? S. Okay. If S is inversely proportional to T and S equals 120 when T is equal to 16.
20.
I hope you are ready to multiply. Is equal to 4. Full stop. Find S when T. Okay, find T when S equals to 40. Solution. Now, some of you are already saying because I did not take you to step 3 in direct proportion. The last part of any proportionality is this third stage, where they say find the other letter when so is this. It's actually very simple. You know you've gotten a formula, just like here. I've gotten a formula, so all I will do is to substitute that letter here and get the answer. So the answer will now give you the value for that P. Do you understand? So let's see what solution. The first one is S is inversely proportional to what? To what? T. That's for direct. Abi? So this is what? 1 over T. Please and please don't make that mistake. Which will give you S equals to what? K over T. And that's 120 equals to what? K over what? 4. K equals to 4 times 120. And K equals to what? That's what? 480. If you know your multiplication table.
Yes.
Yeah. So, therefore, let's go back to the formula. That means S equals to 480 over what? Over T. Then from there, the last stage, which we'll be doing is the part whereby you add substitution. When T is what? When S equals 40, so that means you have 40 equals 480 over what? T. Like I said, just what? Interchange position. So P equals to 480 over 40. 0 cancel 4 here 1, 4 here 12. T equals 12. That's all. Do we understand?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me give you classwork. So the question says, if y varies inversely as x, and y equals 2 when x equals 3. Full stop. Find A, the relationship okay, sorry, inversely as x and y equals to when. Do you understand? So find the relationship between y and what? X. Then number 2, B, find the value of y when s equals 6. That's all. It is a likely Becker/WAEC question. For Becker, they will stop air. For WAEC, they will reach air. Yeah. What I'm teaching, I'm not teaching you this topic for you to just play for GS3. It's for you to what? Know it, that even as at your SS3, you are good to go. This time around, the form that our correction will take is you exchange, and I'll give 3 minutes. You have less than 10 seconds. I'll start counting now. Okay, I'm giving you 20. 20. 19. Alright. I'll count in my mind. And once I tell you stop. I just need 2 people to tell me, sir, I'm done. Wow, that's good. How am I obstructing? That's where the question is. Are you looking at the question? Very good. Alright, let's have solution. Steven, don't tell me you are copying. Okay. Alright, please just check along. So the first statement, exchange your book, please. It says that y varies inversely. That means y varies inversely as 1 over x. Y varies inversely as k over what? Equals to k over x. That's the next statement. Y equals k over x. You understand? Then if, okay, return the book, let's turn it to open text. You can quickly finish up before I get to wherever you are. So we have y equals k over x. If that's the case, then the next one is substitute. That means 2 equals to k over what? 3, right? K equals to 2 times what? 3, which is what? 6. That means y equals to 6 over x. That's the first one. That's for A. That's the relationship. Then for B, we now have it to be y. Is that s equals when x equals what? 6. That means y equals to 6 divided by 6. And y equals to 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we'll be stopping our lecture for today. And on to the next class. I say practice more questions on variation, both direct and what? Inverse. And if you have any question, you can always come around to ask me. So on to the next video, I say bye. You are welcome. Hope you've really enjoyed yourself with what has been taught for today. On to the next video. Don't forget, like, share, comment, and you can always reach out to us anytime, any day, and we'll be ready to be at your service. On to the